everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Travis. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm driving out to go pick up a truck, but it's not my usual pickup because this truck is about 1,200 miles away in Mena, Arkansas. I've been looking for a 47 to 53 GMC half-ton short bed pickup, and I reached out to my subscribers in a past video and said, hey, if you guys find one, let me know. And a subscriber did email me with a Facebook link to one that exactly like what I was looking for. I made a deal with the guy and I'm going to pick it up right now. I typically don't drive 1,200 miles to pick up one vehicle, but 47 to 53 GMCs, not Chevys. Chevys you can find, GMCs a lot harder to find, especially short bed half tons. Not many of those out there that haven't been hacked to death. I picked this one up for a decent price, and that's what I'm doing. We're going to get it. I'm about 45 minutes out of Tucson, not quite to the New Mexico border yet. Still have to go through Wilcox, but you guys saw that Texaco pole sign on the back of my trailer. Knowing I was going to go on this trip, I tried to sell that pole sign along the way, and I was able to sell it to a guy in Abilene, Texas. So it's on the way to Arkansas. So we're going to go and deliver this pole sign to a guy named Eric in Abilene, get paid for that, which should help offset the cost of this trip. Got to use your brain. I want to calculate the fuel mileage this truck is getting. We're going to have a lot of miles to do that with. I'm always interested to see what kind of mileage this truck gets. Maybe we'll hit up a Buc-ee's in Texas. I mean, we're going to be going past a Buc-ee's. I want to go to a Buc-ee's, so I'm excited about that. But right now, it's just a lot of highway miles and a lot of driving. Well, good morning, guys. It is a beautiful morning here in Abilene, Texas. Drove all the way from Tucson to Abilene. It was about 780 miles. It was a long haul. Didn't get in until midnight here. I got 15.8 miles to the gallon from Tucson to Deming. From Deming to Pecos, Texas, which is where I filled up second. I got 16.3 miles to the gallon, hauling a 4,500 pound, you know, between the trailer and the sign, 4,500 pounds. So that's not terrible. I haven't filled up yet this morning. This morning, I'm host some hotel coffee. This morning we got to get to Eric's house, unload this sign. I should be able to make it to Mena, Arkansas today. It's about 550 miles. I didn't nearly get as much sleep as I wanted last night, so hopefully tonight I can make up for it. This is a picture right here. Nice road with these telephone poles going down either side. That's a nice country picture.
And slide it over that fork right up here.
Yeah.
If we can, and if I have to loosen it and do it again, we can maybe find where it'll balance. You know what I mean? That's the way I unloaded my one the other day. It found where it balanced.
Yeah.
You need me to pick this up a little bit?
Let's see if this, depending on how far this will go.
How heavy is it?
It's heavy. Cool. That's it, yeah.
Can you hang on to this end so it won't swing around?
Yeah.
We'll go set it by the wall over there.
All right. Here,
Keep pushing, I'll get off and help.
there it is. Well, God bless the USA. I found a Buc-ee's. Yes, sir. Oh man, Buc-ee's makes me so excited. I think it's like the 4th time I've been to a Buc-ee's and I'm just glad to be here. That's all I can say. All right, let's go inside, see what we can shop for. And I think I'm gonna get a sandwich, maybe a brisket sandwich. Let's go check it out. I'm gonna need me that, thank you. Look, they have their own brand of ice cream cookies, more ice cream. Got a whole section where you can buy goodies for yourself or your family. I'm looking for their glazed pecans. They have like honey glazed pecans, and that's what I'm looking for. They got a fudge section, key lime pie, pecan, peanut butter, cookies and cream, anything you want. It's all right here. So delicious. This is a wall of gummies. This is classic favorites. And here is the jerky wall. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see. I think I'm gonna get me some cherry maple. We'll get some teriyaki. Let's try steakhouse. See, most gas stations would have a wall of candy and then an end cap would be like donuts. Nah. Get yourself an icy. That's hilarious, I love it. Novali's first birthday is coming up, so I'm gonna get her some birthday cake cookie bites. Check these out. They have all these ready, hot, on deck. They have Buc-ee's chicken and fries. They have brisket burrito, which I've never seen. Tortilla, brisket, beans, potatoes, cheese, and chipotle ranch. Oh, it's so hard, I don't know what to pick. And then they have pulled pork, mac and cheese, Texas cheesesteak burrito. Oh man, this place, this is the land of milk and honey. And then there's beaver chips, obviously, with your meal. But I can't decide if I want this or if I want a meat sandwich. They have the Carolina pulled pork sandwich, they have a turkey sandwich, they have a 3 meat sandwich, and they also have a brisket only sandwich, which I wanted the brisket sandwich, but I'm rethinking what I want to do here. I'm not sure, there's too many options. So I'm leaving Buc-ee's now. You know, this station has 122 pumps. It was completed in 2016, and it's got a 60,000 square foot convenience store, whereas a typical Circle K or Quick Trip has between 15 and 20 pumps compared to 122, and between 2,500 to 5,000 square foot convenience store. 10 times the size, let's see, hold on, how much is that? 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120. So a Buc-ee's is 7 times the size of another gas station. Ludicrous. I love it. That's what America's all about. We just do things because we can. I love it. I need to figure out how to get on the road now. So here's the main road coming into town. That's where we came in at. We parked, well, here's the roundabout bend. And then we parked over there. But you could come in to town, drive right here. And then here was the pumps. That was probably the pole sign, and the 2 pumps, and the station lights. And then here was the garage service station. All right, it's the next morning, and right now I'm following the gentleman, Gene, that I'm buying the truck from. We're following him to his house. I couldn't get his address to work in my GPS somehow. This truck has been doing good. A lot of you guys know that I switched from a 1st gen to a 2nd gen, this truck. It's done great this whole trip. I'm really happy with this truck. And it's been turning in about 16 miles to the gallon, like on the dot. Been clocking it. So we'll get to Gene's house right now. The truck is in like a barn type of deal. And I also got to pick up, like I said, an engine, and there's some other things we got to load up. But I think getting the truck out of the barn is, I don't know what the situation's like. It may take a while to get this thing. I'll show you guys when we get there. Probably just set the engine as far forward as we can, and then I'll just strap it.
Moving if you want to move your jack out of there, or
I don't think we'll be able to get it that far.
oh,
If we set it right here in the middle, right before this gooseneck ball, I think we'll be good.
yeah, you can run it back, or you can probably raise the tailgate up then.
Yeah, this is my first LS. I've never had an LS.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I'm not.
Well, it's the first time I was going to put one in it, because I always built small blocks and big blocks, you know.
Right.
And I figured, well, everybody's making all this good horsepower out of a LS, you know. I'll put that in a little pickup truck and it'll fly, you know.
Yeah. Well, this is the way of the world now.
Yeah.
Just all the way up to this tire? Or?
Well, there's only so far forward we can put it, because
Yeah, to get it back off.
for the cherry picker, it won't go
Yeah,
anymore.
quite a ways yet with the cherry picker, you know, like I say, I just raised the tailgate up.
Oh, right. All right, yeah. Well, then let's just keep going forward.
There, move the tire, and we can set the tire on the side, and it'll help hold the engine up. What?
We weeded it all around there. Well, maybe a little more angle. There you go, that clear tire.
It's probably as far as we can put it.
Get a quarterback broke over here.
You're good.
I would, lean it over one way or the other.
You think? Got the LS loaded up. Next up is the rear end, which I think I'm just gonna set the differential on here, and then when we load the truck up, put the rear end just in front of the truck on the tongue of the trailer for some tongue weight, because the truck doesn't have an engine or a trans. Here, I got it. I got
You
you.
can handle it.
Between two of us, I would right where we want to.
Any of those tires hold there?
surprisingly, I put a little bit of all of them. I don't know how it was gonna roll. It made it slide.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I didn't. I walked around.
There we go. I don't think this is a super heavy rear end.
No.
I'm used.
If this old man can pick up one end and pick up the other by himself, I'm sure the two of us can move it.
Yeah. Ah. These wheels and tires came with it, so we got to figure out a way to get these in there. Boy, ain't that slick. That fits good.
Don't take as much air as
Oh, I didn't get the chain.
what? I ought to tell you this. I probably won't you be using this.
What is that?
That's where you put your body on and do the body work in the air.
Is it? It's not a rotisserie, is it? You just set it on top.
Not a rotisserie.
Okay, that's interesting. I never I've seen one of them.
That thing underneath it, and then we set it down on that and rolled it over there.
So you just set. It's just something you set the body on top of,
Yeah.
and you can roll it around.
Yeah.
That's a nice jig. Where do you get a jig like that at?
Eastwood had them for like $300.
Oh, Eastwood. Yeah.
Thinking about Fleetwood, like,
Now I'm gonna go down to the truck. I know you guys want to see it. I know. Just give me a second. We're getting down there. All right, so I got the truck hooked up to the trailer. We'll pull it around here in just a second, but I haven't actually done a walk around of this truck yet. I've only seen it in pictures, but it's been in here for 15 or 20 years. The second I saw this for sale, you guys know why I wanted it. Just look at how it's sitting. It's just perfect. It's just, wow. What a great looking truck. These trucks just have an amazing look. So I'm pretty sure this is a 53 GMC because it has wing windows and push button handles. That combination I think dictates that it's a 53, plus the gas tank is in the cab, not under the bed. So it's not a 47 or a 48. 47 and 48s had the tank under the bed. So I believe this is a half-ton short bed because it's got 6 lug wheels, and obviously it's a short bed. But look at that. Look at that. I don't know if that's original paint because that's metal, and then here's the paint. You know, usually there's a few layers, but I'm not sure what color this would have been. A lot of them were hunter green. Let's open the hood and see. So the firewall looks like it's black. Usually that's where you're going to find the original color. unless that's really dark green, but it looks kind of black. Could have been repainted, I don't know, tell you the truth. So coming around to the side, here's the gas tank. Here's the bed. Look at the shape that this is in. Look at this. Look at the aprons. Look at the bottom of the bed, the fenders, the running board. Dirt daubers, classic. Just look at the roundness. Look at how there's like no dents in it. Isn't that crazy? Very few dents. Coming around to the back, this is probably not the original tailgate because the truck is all red and that's a different color. But the cool thing is it still does have its stamping. GMC, because a lot of the aftermarket tailgates, you can get them without a stamping, so I like that it still says GMC on it. But look at the rails in the bed. It's not all smashed. When people put stuff in these over the years, these get really dented up and they just get smashed. When my dad restored his 53 Chevy, these were so dented up, he had to shove a rod through this, like heat it up in areas and shove a rod through it to push the dents out. It's the only way he could get the dents out. But look at the sides, how good a shape they're in. I can tell this has probably never been taken apart because these look like original clutch heads. That's what they had. They weren't like nuts and bolts, they were all clutch heads, which is an absolute pain to take apart after 60 years. Clutch heads strip out for a living. We got some stuff in the bed that I don't know, it's just random stuff. Some glass, tire, steering column that it goes to nothing that of interest to me. I got no idea see, there's a piece of metal here. People do that one of two reasons, because the wood bed is gone and they need something to put in there so they can keep using the bed, or they put that in there to preserve it. I'm not sure which of the two. We'll have to get underneath and look. You can see if the wood's gone from underneath. But coming around to the fender, just like, look at how perfect it is. It's crazy. Unless this thing has had a lot of body work done years ago, it looks really good. Really good shape. It's got a lot of Bondo in it. It'll sound like it won't ting, it'll thud, like boom, 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 like you're hitting plastic. So that all sounds like steel. So you can tell here something was done. They tried to do some patchwork. There's some Bondo right there. Bondo. And then, yeah, a little hole there. That's okay. These are in good shape. Look at the running boards. How good a shape the running boards are in. Wow. This is like the perfect patina truck, really is. We're gonna do this truck justice, guys. We are gonna do this truck justice. I can see it's got its data tag right there, which is good. Sometimes those are missing. Those are not hard to take off. It's got what's left of a seat. Somebody tried to do an interior job that looks like a, I don't know, some kind of carpet padded door panel. No radio. They never have one. Looks like it's got all of its dash parts, all of its little accessories there. This is a different steering wheel. This is not an original steering wheel. Somebody added. We may be able to actually reuse that if it works. That's cool. That's an old one right there. These trucks didn't come with turn signals, so somebody added that. We got 25313. Not that that matters at this point. Got headlight switch. Look at that. This is the piece for the ashtray. Should be a handle here. But check it out. It's got its dome light. It's got the glass. I don't think any of the, well, got a little crack on there, but that's not a big deal. The glass is in very good shape. Big thing is windshields are not cracked, I don't think. They're dirty, but they're not cracked. I always say, you know, you can legally drive a truck with cracked glass all over the place, but you can't drive a truck with cracked windshields, and it's always a nightmare replacing those. So it's always kind of nice when you don't have to, you know, you just drive it like that. Somebody robbed the mirror from over here. But it's pretty crazy that it's sat long enough to where the paint has come off, but the truck hasn't rotted into the ground. So, which tells me that it's been inside, like under a covering like this since it's been sitting, because that right here is just, this is just begging to be rotted out. What is that? Some kind of, oh, fiberglass. It's a fiberglass patch job, I think. There's a little bit of rot in the floors, but that's not too bad though. Yeah, that's the wrong way to repair something. You gotta cut the metal out. You can't put fiberglass over it. Yeah, this is also fiberglass, but I don't know if I can get that. Well, as far as the wood bed goes, see up close to the front there, it's torched, which, I mean, you know, you're just happy to get anything, but yeah, it would have to be probably redone. Most of it looks kind of okay. Yeah, it's not in terrible shape, but I was just checking to see. It's not that like it matters a whole lot. It all needs to be redone. I was just kind of looking around in here to see if there's more like patch jobs from fiberglass, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's all metal. Yeah, the truck's in good shape. I'm obviously taking it. And I don't know if I said, there's obviously no engine and transmission, which is fine because I have a engine that I'm building at home specifically for this. So this is perfect. You can see our predicament here. Gosh, all right, well, let me see if I can pull forward. Yeah, I should have known that was gonna happen. GMC chain down, everything is secure. Look how good it looks out in the open now. I mean, it just looks better, you know. Once something's on a trailer, it always looks better, but it just, look how solid it is. Really is a solid truck. Now you know why I came this far. Bottoms of the fenders, bottoms of the doors, all the way down the side. And look how straight the truck is. I know every surface is a curve. Whole truck's a circle, but not a lot of dents. I mean, it's not beat up. I'm gonna have to take that tailgate off. It's not secured literally by anything. It's just a great looking truck, man. We're gonna put a 302 cubic inch inline 6 in it with an automatic transmission, white walls, interior, maybe a wood bed, make it a great runner, great driver. It's gonna be a great truck. So his plan, why I got all the extras, his plan with it was to do with it like what everybody does with these trucks. They take the truck off of the original frame, they put it on an S10 frame, they put an LS in it and an automatic, and everything's modern, but they just put the truck body on a modern frame. Well, that was his plans. He actually had everything, so he wanted to get rid of it all. So there's the frame over there, if you can see. That is an S10 frame. I just can't take it, you know. I can't fit the frame on and the truck on and everything else. So I couldn't take the frame, so I made the deal without the frame. But he was gonna use this rear end with it, with that frame, and this LS, and these rims and tires. But this is all I could take. So kind of interesting. That is my first LS. I've never had an LS. I've never bought one. I've never put one in a car. And I was thinking, well, maybe I should just sell that LS when I get home. But hey, I got it with the deal, so we may put it in something. Don't hate me for it, because, you know, we love originality on the channel. But if you got a free LS with the deal, I mean, stick it in something. So you may see that LS in another vehicle on the channel in the future, but not on this truck. This is what he was going to put that body on, this frame, but he's what, 80 something years old, and his health just, you know, is kind of giving out. And he realized that he's had to have a few back surgeries and whatnot, and he's like, you know what, I'm just not gonna get to it, so time to let it go. And that's how this whole story came to be. One bolt holding this on. The first bump we hit, this thing would have came right off. Hate doing that. I couldn't get to it. We'll fix it. There's a lot of fixing to do on this thing anyway. All right, 1,200 miles back to Tucson, Arizona. I like this part of the country, man. Good old boys, good folk, nice people. Kind of vibes you don't get in Tucson for sure. Well, it is morning once again. I stopped in Shamrock, Texas. Tried to make it to Amarillo, but couldn't quite make it. Stopped in Oklahoma, and there was storm warnings, tornado warnings, crazy thunderstorm warnings, so I sat it out for a little bit. Didn't know if I wanted to get back on the road or what. So that soaked up some time. But even though I left Mena, Arkansas at probably 1:30 in the afternoon after picking up the truck, I still made it 400 miles, which I think is a pretty good clip. But I'm glad I stopped in Shamrock, Texas, because look at where we're at. This is an old service station, but it's not just a service station, it's a restored service station. Usually you see them in dilapidated, falling apart, everything is gone, and this one's actually been restored for the most part, and it is such a beautiful shining example of what gas stations and service stations were like in the Route 66 days, before the days of Buc-ee's and Quick Trip and Circle K and all that. They're called gas stations now. They were service stations back then when they built this, because they serviced your car. It wasn't just a gas station or a convenience store. And this one is just, I've seen pictures of it online. I totally forgot it was here. I didn't even think about it. But this is a shining example of Art Deco styling of the day. It's just so cool. Let's check it out. I love the way these old service stations were set up. They were so small, they don't even have like a parking lot. You would pull right in off of the main street and you would pull right into the pumps. There's 2 pumps there. And then they had another bay right here with 2 more Wayne gas pumps. I've had a few of these pumps actually. But think about just the scale of things and how things have gotten bigger through time. So this station on the Mother Road, Route 66, had 1, 2, 3, 4 gas pumps. Your average Circle K or Quick Trip has like 15, 20 pumps. And then Buc-ee's, we don't even mention Buc-ee's, 100 pumps. It's just insanity. But just that's the scale of things back in the day, you know? Wow, the architecture is just so gorgeous. They just really cared about how things looked back in the day. Think about how difficult it was to make all these ribs in here and do all this different tile and glass work and neon work. Look at that. And this is so cool. You drop in with the curved arrow. Wow. And then another tower here that says cafe. Because not only could you get gas and parts for your car and some oil, you could get food. This is a cafe. Just got done eating at the You Drop In Cafe. It is a real operating cafe if you're ever coming through Shamrock, Texas. Food is good. Such nice hospitality. Everybody's so nice. But now it is time to hit the road and keep on trucking. Isn't it cool? We're hauling a truck on the trailer that would have stopped at a place like this. This is the type of truck back in the day, same time frame, service stations. This is a very familiar sight to this rig. Would love to stay a little bit longer. Gotta hit the road. Gotta be an adult and do adult things and get back home to my family. Hit Amarillo, stopped at another Buc-ee's, of course. Couldn't help myself. Just filled up. So we soaked up 17.7 gallons. We went 195.7 miles. That is 11 miles to the gallon. That ain't good, and gas is expensive. So if you want to help support the channel a little bit, make sure you go to thetravisb.com, pick yourself up a shirt. Helps me pay for a little bit of gas. Fuel. A couple of really interesting things about that specific service station is, if you notice in the movie Cars, Ramon's Body Shop is actually based off of that exact service station. When they were making the movie, all the buildings on that strip were based off of different buildings on real Route 66. And that Conoco service station is on old Route 66. If you look at a map, you can see where we were and where I-40 bypasses it, because the interstate went along Route 66 as much as it could, but to make the path for major highway traffic, they would bypass town sometimes. And you can see where old Route 66 ran straight and then connected back with 40 again. Another interesting piece of history is Elvis Presley ate at that cafe. Something else fascinating about that service station is, after it had kind of ran its course and got dilapidated and was bypassed and not used anymore, some people inherited it that had never even seen it, had never had anything to do with it. They inherited it, they didn't care about it, they were going to tear it down. A bank acquired it, and I think turned it over to the city, And the city provided funds to have that building restored. How cool is that? Usually city governments don't do things that cool, you know, but they gave like a grant of $1.5 million or something like that to have the building restored. After a 2,400 mile journey, we have the GMC in the shop ready to work on. Now, I bought this truck without a title, but I have a friend named Jarod based out of Tennessee who helps people get titles for their project cars. I'll put his phone number up right here. If you have a project car and you're kind of stalled on it and you don't want to pour any more money into it because you don't have a title, and it's kind of a waste of time to put money into something if you can't ever drive it. So if you need a title for your classic car, your project car, provided you didn't steal it, give my friend Jarod a call. I really wanted to give him a plug here because he helped me out with a title for this GMC. Now, this video wouldn't be complete if I drove 2,400 miles just for you to see me pick up a truck. So I want to actually start working on it. I have a very special, rare engine actually that I want to rebuild for this truck. This is a 55, 56 GMC 2-ton. Originally, I think it was like a tanker truck. The thing is the GMC itself isn't worth a whole lot because it's a big truck and it's really impractical to restore and use. But what's in it for a power plant is really worth more than the whole truck itself. And that is a inline 6 GMC engine, but it's not any inline 6 GMC engine. Back in the 50s and the late 40s, they had 3 different engines they put in their trucks. There was a 228, there was a 270, and a 302. And the 302s only came in like the biggest trucks GMC had to offer. And this is a 302 GMC. I've been into these trucks for many, many years. I've never came across a 302. So let's roll this big rig into the shop and start disassembly. So I'm just thinking out loud here about how this is going to have to be done. You see the problem, I'm 6 foot tall and this comes up to about here. You know, cherry picker don't reach that high. So it's going to have to come out yay way instead of that way. So this is all going to have to come off. This whole deal here, hood, front, we're going to have to pull it out forward ways. You know, I don't understand how that thing is holding so much water. Look at that radiator. That thing got totally torched by that fan. How is that thing holding any water? And there's a lot too. That radiator probably hasn't been out since it was new. Maybe we should go a little closer to the front. This can go in the garbage. Phew. $160, 160-degree thermostat. That's probably what I would put in it. Usually it's 180, but 160 for the summer times here. can just leave that on there, really. So looking inside here for the first time, it doesn't really look too bad. This is what's really cool though. Check out the valves. It says GMC right on it. That's original. That's really cool to see that. And then on the head gasket, GMC. This engine may never have been apart. And then on the head gasket, GMC. This engine may never have been apart. But my so we're gonna pop one of these rod caps off and see what the bearing looks like. There we go. Man, what? Come on. I don't know, I don't see copper, but it looks pretty, like, pitted. So if you look down in there at that bearing, can't see any copper, which is a good sign. And the crank, it doesn't feel like there's any grooves in it, which is also a good sign, because I don't want to have the crank turned. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Are you serious? Oh my. You can pick up them square bodies, cheap. They don't out here. I see them all. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So same thing with the main bearing. It's got some wear on it, but not down to the copper quite yet. And the crank, I don't feel any ridges in it. So yeah, hopefully I don't have to turn this crank. It's looking pretty good. So taking a look at this camshaft, it looks pretty wiped. You see there right on top of that lobe how it's nice and shiny? That's how the whole thing should look. See how it's dark around the ring of the lobe? That means it's what you call wiped. You see down here a little more, you can see better. You can see some pitting right here. Oh, nope, just kidding. Never mind. You can just see all the dark ring around everything, all the lobes. Right here, the last one. See where it's dark? Camshaft's definitely wore out. So we're gonna push these pistons out, finish taking this apart, but can't push the pistons out because there's a ridge around the cylinders. You'll see what I'm talking about. See my fingernail catching on that. Somewhere on the cylinders. This one seems more thick than the other one. We'll ridge ream all these, and then we'll knock the pistons out so we can finish taking this thing apart. I haven't even taken apart the front timing cover yet.
What you do is you just get this to where you can just move it up and down.
Right. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is old school right here. Nobody does this stuff anymore. Just unloosen it just a hair to get it to where it can move up and down. You're ready for the second one. Then turn this back down.
No more ridge.
I have to move that light over a little bit.
Still feels like there's a ridge.
Yeah.
We're looking good. Now we can turn the engine over and push the pistons out.
At least over the threads.
Oh, buddy.
Oh boy.
Oh, wow. Look at that. The ring's broken.
Is it?
Oh boy, yeah. It's broken in multiple places.
Oh wow.
Look at that. Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's on its way. There it is. All the pistons and the rod bearings are out, and I got some bad news. So I was taking out number 5, and look at that. Pretty sure it spun a rod bearing. So here's like a good one. See how thick that is? You can see the hole nice and clear. And this one is like almost like a razor blade. The holes are all jacked up. Look at that. That's not good at all. Look at that. Spun it. You can see here this is number 4 and number 5 journal next to each other, and this one's shiny, nice and reflective, and then the number 5 is dull. You can just see the difference. One looks polished and one looks jacked up. That's not good. I don't know what we're gonna do. Dang, how much longer you got to go? Let's see, I had a 9. Come on. It's almost there. There it is. Man.
Yeah, I don't think that's pressed on.
I don't even know where I got this puller at. I think it came with that toolbox, and I've used that thing. Has been the handiest thing. I love that thing. All right, well, there you go. First time this has been off in 71 years.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Well, I like that better.
Yeah.
As I'm taking this apart, I'm just remembering. You guys remember, if you watched these videos 2 years ago now, I think, I rebuilt a 235 for a Chevy engine for a 48 Chevy I was working on. I did a whole video on rebuilding it, and as I'm taking this apart, this is very similar to the 235, the stove bolt, you know, 6s, very similar engines. Almost the exact same rather than just displacement. Anyway, what I'm thinking of is that this gear, I remember the cam gear, I don't know why they did this. The cam gear on that 235 was some kind of fiber. I don't know what it was, but it was some kind of fiber material. And when I tried to take the gear off, it broke. and I had to have a new aluminum gear put on. But the cool thing about GMC, you can actually see right here, it says GMC, it's pretty neat. They used an aluminum gear from the get-go, which I think is a much better idea than what Chevy did, putting that stupid fiber gear on those 235s. That was just, I don't know if they were saving material or what, but this is better. It's a better idea. Well, it ought to come out now. Come on. There it is. What is holding this thing on? What in the world? What am I missing here? Oh, I see. There it is. There's a screw right there. There it is. We're on baby duty today. Emily is
It's the worst
AWOL.
nightmare. You don't
She doesn't
it,
like
huh?
that noise.
So good. It'll go away.
Don't worry.
She's gonna give it one last one. Look at all that business going on there.
Golly. Cam bearing's wiped.
Ooh, she got run out of oil. But at least it didn't spin it.
Didn't spin it, but yeah, it's cooked.
Yeah, that's Haji. That's Haji working.
Just get this crank.
Yeah. 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 And then what happened? Then what happened?
This bearing looks all right. Finally.
Yeah. Then what happened?
What? Yeah. All right, this big pig should lift out of there now.
Tell me it's hot. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy, watch this. Oh boy, there it is. There she is. See that? That's a big business right there.
It's cracked.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I like that old smell. Yeah, it's cracked.
Oh look, there's 2 holes in here. One or 2 of them.
It's 2. The exhaust. Ooh. Whoa.
That's all you're doing.
All right, everything is taken apart as far as it can be and loaded up in here. I got the crankshaft right there, the block, all the cam bearings are out, the head, all the valves are out, and all this other exterior junk. So the only thing that I really want them to machine is the crank. I'm taking all of this because I would like for them to clean it. They said they can, so if it works out and it's not too crazy expensive, I'm gonna have them clean all this stuff. I usually clean everything myself, and I have in the past, but it just takes so obscenely long to clean all this. And if they can do it, I mean, they'll clean it too. You can eat off it. It'll look like a brand new engine, like it's never been ran. So just to save me some time is all. So let's go down to the machine shop, see what they have to say about fixing this crank. Oh, and the rod. I found a guy that had a good rod, just a standard rod. So I ordered a rod. So if we can fix the crank, we should be able to put this back together. So I dropped the engine off at the machine shop a few weeks ago now, and they have since cleaned all of the parts and they're digging into the engine a little bit. Again, this is poor man's rebuild. I'm trying to do this as cheaply as possible without putting the engine together irresponsibly, basically. The problem with this 302 engine is parts are hard to find. What they found so far is that the pistons, the piston walls are worn. They accept between 4 to 6 thousandths of bore wear. This engine's at like 15 thousandths, and he really wants me to bore it out and get pistons and stuff, and I'm not doing that. I've hard stopped there. The engine may have a little bit of ring gap, and it may be, you know, he said it may smoke, I don't know, but we're using the original pistons. I already got some original GMC standard size rings. So the pistons are going together as it is. The crank can be turned. It's going to have to be turned quite a bit because of that spun bearing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like 40 under. Probably 10 on the mains, 10 thousandths on the mains, and probably 30 or 40 under on the rods. I can get main bearings and I can get rod bearings, but barely though. The cool thing is the GMC 302 has the same bearing size as the other GMC engines of that era. Nobody shows anything for a 302, like flat out. But if you can find a part on the engine that works for a different size, you can buy that. And the good thing is the main bearings and the rod bearings are the same size as a 228, a 248, a 270, and a 302, all the same size bearing. The difference in the 302 is just the throw, the stroke. The stroke is different to make the 302, you know, more the bigger displacement, but the actual bearings are the same. So I can get bearings barely for a 228, so that's good. They're decking the block, they're decking the head so the surface meets up good. They're gonna put new valve guides in because the valves are slopped out. The exhaust valves are really, really bad. I can reuse my intake valves barely, but the exhaust valves, they said, are totally just trash. And they are. When I put the valve in, I mean, it's rocking back and forth like it's bad. So they're gonna put new valve guides in, and we're gonna have to get new exhaust valves. What else? I'm trying to keep the machine work to an absolute bare minimum. Oh, and I sent the cam and the lifters out to be ground at Oregon Cam Grinding in Vancouver, Washington, but they're actually moving their shop literally to Oregon because they're called Oregon Cam Grinding, but they're in Washington. But the cam was wiped, so I'm having the cam reground with a little bit more of an aggressive grind. So everything is like in limbo right now. Everything's out at the machine shop, everything is gone. So it's gonna be a few weeks at least before you see another video on this. The next video you see on this, I'm gonna have all the parts back and we're gonna start assembly of the engine. So that's where we're at. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. We covered like a lot of ground, a lot. 2,400 miles and half an engine rebuild in one video. So I really appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, subscribing, liking, commenting. Thank you for your support that way. If you want to support the channel in a more direct way, you can get merch. You can get some t-shirts on thetravisb.com. Would very much appreciate that. Thank you guys for all your orders in this country and around the world. The UK, I got a lot of foreign viewers, which is awesome. Australia, Canada, all that stuff. So I see you guys. Thank you for watching the videos, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.